Welcome to Mindset Matters, the show where we dive into all topics surrounding mindset, its importance, how it shapes our lives, the daily actions we take, and how it creates our future possibilities. Mindset Matters brings you stories and experiences from incredible people around the globe and provides the strategies to upgrade your mindset for success. Let's start designing your life from the inside out with your host, Rachel Withers.
Hi there and welcome to Mindset Matters. I'm Rachel Withers and I'm all about mindset and the importance that it plays in all aspects of our lives. My new monthly live stream, Mindset Matters, will dive into various topics surrounding mindset and its importance. I believe in the importance of possibilities, ideas, and your dreams. I believe mindset and your dreams and ideas can enable you to create your own economy and design your life from the inside out. I believe you can wake up each day excited to learn and grow as a person and as a business owner. And I want to help you achieve this through this show. You see, if you believe that something is attainable, then that's the beginning of everything. Step by step, we're going to find that the beginning for you, so you can embrace your mindset, get that right mindset, one that encourages you to be the best that you can be and achieve things that you never thought possible. For those that don't know me, I'm a personal empowerment and a business strategist. And my mission is to help you be the success you are meant to be and, well, celebrate simply being you. For most people, there's the belief that, well, education ends when you leave college. And this is true for most. But those that create a significant success in life will tell you that they took a different approach, a path of continued self-development, and sought out opportunity to step out of their comfort zone and into their power. I am focused on helping you create a positive change in your life and awaken your potential, whether that means achieving your personal, professional, relationship goals, or discovering who you really are. This new live stream will dig into all of these things, both from my own learnings and experiences, which I will share, and also with special guests, which I will interview in future episodes. I'd just like to say a thank you for being here and, well, thank you for joining me today. So what I'd love you guys to do is really say a hello in the comments box. Tell me where you're from. It's really always great to know who I'm talking to. So for tonight's mindset topic, and this is each month we're going to be doing this live stream, I'm going to talk to you about self-belief. And I'm going to share how it's the only thing that's standing between you and the future that you desire. But before we discuss self-belief, I'd like to talk about really why this is so important to me and why I really want to share my experiences with you. You see, having been a professional ballet dancer, it actually affected my capabilities and I left the dance world. Looking back, I really didn't get as far as a dancer as I could have because I lacked self-belief, not talent. And now I really want to show others that they really don't need to be held back by a lack of self-belief. That's part of my reason for why I do this work today. I never want anyone else to be limited by their lack of self-belief. Your beliefs and self-talk are enormous factors that shape your ability to realize your goals and create the life you want. I truly believe that no amount of hard work and determination will lead to success and fulfillment if your self-beliefs aren't aligned with your dreams, with your passions. We only move towards outcomes that we truly believe are possible. A firm belief that our dreams are truly possible is far more important than our talents, our abilities and skill sets. And that's whether you're working on, well, getting fit or on building a sustainable and profitable business. You must first believe that it really is possible for you. When you think about taking the next step towards your dream, take a moment to notice why you hesitate. For example, do you hesitate to make that phone call, to send that email, or decide not to go for a run? Was it the what if? What if they don't reply? What if I fail? What if it doesn't work out? These thoughts are your self-limiting beliefs, and it's all the yeah buts, the but ifs, and the if onlys in your self-talk that put these obstacles in our path and stop us from moving forward. So let me know in the comments box if you found yourself doing these yeah buts, this what ifs, if onlys. Because what we really need to do here is we need to overcome that negative mindset. The negative mindset can be, well, so easily to fall into, and it manifests in different ways. We may worry and hear that little voice in our heads telling us that we can't do something, or we may end up worrying too much about what others may think of us, that we don't even try, we don't even give it a go. And as the former First Lady in the US, Eleanor Roosevelt, she had a great quote, and she said, "You wouldn't worry so much about what others think of you if you realised how actually seldom they do." It's a light-hearted way of saying all these worries we have about how we're seen are really, well, redundant. Often other people are so worried about their own lack of self-belief and whether they can manage something that they really don't give you a second thought. It can be just hard to realise that when you're trying something new and you don't feel confident about it. As human beings, we always search out the approval of others and social acceptance. And this can feed into that negative mindset, the one that lacks in confidence and tells us we are only as good as others say we are. But there will always be negative voices. So what we actually have to do here is we actually have to double task when we are working on our mindset. Firstly, we need to root out our own negativity, and then we need to shield ourselves from the negativity of others or the negativity we think they may show. So I'm going to share now with you this great parable, and it's one from Aesop's Fables, and the tale is actually believed to have been written by a slave, a storyteller in ancient Greece, and I really wanted to share this just to show you that this sort of thinking is, well, no way new. It's just not you. In this fable, a man and his son are going along with their donkey to a market. And as they walk along by its side, a countryman passed them and said, "You fools, what is a donkey for but to ride upon?" So the man, he puts the boy on the donkey, and they went on their way. But they soon passed a group of men, and one of these men said, "See that lazy youngster? He lets his father walk while he rides." So the man orders his boy to get off the donkey, and he gets on himself. But they hadn't gone far when they passed two women, one of whom said to the other, "Shame on that lazy lout to let his poor little son trudge along." Well, the man didn't know what to do, but at last he took up his boy before him on the donkey. By this time they had come to the town, and the passers-by began to jeer and point at them. The man stopped and asked, "What are you scoffing at?" The men said, "Aren't you ashamed of yourself for overloading that poor donkey of yours with you and your hulking son?" The man and the boy got off and tried to think what to do. They thought and they thought, until at last they cut down a pole, tied the donkey's feet to it, and raised the pole and the donkey to their shoulders. They went along amid the laughter of all who met them until they came to a bridge. Then the donkey, getting one foot loose, kicked out and caused the boy to drop his end of the pole. In the struggle, the donkey fell over the bridge, and with his 4 feet tied together, he actually drowned. Look, I know it's a bit dark, but what I wanted to really share with you here, isn't it interesting that even in ancient Greece, that they were telling stories about how you shouldn't listen to what other people say. And the moral of the story is, try to please everyone and you will please no one. So if you are ever worried about it, just being you who experiences these emotions and tires yourself out trying to please everyone, you can remember that back in around 600 BC, people had exactly the same worries as you. So again, let me know in the comments box if you find yourself really thinking about and trying to please others. Do you listen to advice from people who actually don't know your circumstances or your situation? So it'd be great to put it in the comments box and just have a real think about that. So also what I'd like you to do is, when you are working on your mindset, is that you need to make sure you don't listen to that niggling inner voice and fear about what others may think, and that you definitely don't listen to negativity from others either. And don't worry, I know this can sound like a mammoth task, but there are ways we can start taking small steps to start to train our minds differently. So what I'd like you to do here is, I'd like you to think of your mind as a flower gardens. Let's think of the flowers as our positive beliefs. When we nurture them with thoughts like, "I can do this," "I am good enough," we are cultivating a mindset of growth and success. But if we allow negative thoughts to infiltrate our mind, such as, "I'm not talented enough," "I'm not going to make it," it's like letting the weeds grow unchecked. For the garden to flourish and for us to reap the benefits that we are truly capable of, we must nurture the positive beliefs and choke out the limiting thought patterns. If you don't believe in yourself, you will never choke out those weeds. A person with an average talent who believes in themselves will move towards it and give everything for their dream, their idea, and they will also beat the talented person with no belief. What you tell yourself most of the time is what your subconscious acts upon. The subconscious mind doesn't differentiate between reality and imagination. It takes what you tell yourself and it goes to work to create that reality. This is why self-talk, your self-talk, is so important. We use our conscious mind to process the things we see and feel. It's our conscious mind that makes and that will make our decisions. In turn, the conscious mind also reacts to the outcome of our decisions, those decisions. However, our conscious mind is only part of how we think and decide. A greater part of our thinking process is affected by our subconscious mind, and this has been proven in many studies. The subconscious mind is, well, it's rooted in our childhood. It is common for many people to have experiences in childhood which have either been really, well, quite rather bad. Things like abuse, a painful divorce, a traumatic accident, which we may have consciously forgotten about as we grow older. And what happens is these all seep through our subconscious and in effect lead to ill feeling that will render in our decisions we later make as an adult. And self-author, an improvement author and speaker Jim Rohn said that you become what you think about most of the time. It happens like this. Your most dominant thought is seen as important by your subconscious mind. It works to make that thought evident in your life. Your subconscious gives your conscious mind marching orders to lead you in the direction of the reality you think of most of the time. This is how subconscious thoughts lead to conscious actions. Those actions shape your world. This is how a constant focus on one idea can lead to you experiencing the life that you want. Depending where you are in your self-belief journey, as you listen to this, you might recognize some of your own negative thought patterns. And if you do, then it's also likely that you are worrying that it might be too late for you to adjust your mindset and get back on track to obtaining the future that you desire. Or you might be thinking that it doesn't matter, that it really is too late. And well, making these kinds of changes, it'll be too hard. And anyways, you think you're probably, well, bound to fail. And do you know what I say to that? I'd say be mindful. You're feeding into the negative thought patterns in this very moment. So what we're going to do here now, let's talk solutions. So tell me again in the comments box. Fantastic to hear what you're thinking, what you're feeling. Tell me if you want to hear and find out some solutions so we can choke those negative beliefs and this negative mindset. The first thing I'd like you to do is I'd like you to take a deep breath. I promise there is a way forward for you. It's not too late to change your mindset. You can do it. How, you may ask? By turning this negative, this destructive, and this viciously cyclical way of thinking into a growth mindset. To develop a growth mindset, always remember this one simple thing, and I really want you to remember this. It's not how successful you are, it's how successful you want to be. It's important to believe you can grow, to not think that you are now as you're going to be forever, and that you understand that all that is needed is the desire and action to move from your current level of success to a higher level. How successful or unsuccessful you are right now doesn't matter. It's about how successful you want to be. And remember, the key word in growth mindset is growth. You can't grow if you think you're stagnant, if you believe your current life is all you will ever have. That's all you're ever going to get. You won't experience growth in any way. By understanding that the present level of success has nothing to do with what you can achieve in the future, you are embracing a growth mindset. If you've got a pen and paper handy, write the following down and keep it with you at all times. It's not how successful I am now, it's about how successful I want to be. I'd like you to read this reminder each morning and before you go to bed at night. Remember that your most dominant thought becomes your reality. It carves your course of action. Constantly reading this simple note sets your subconscious mind into action. It gives your conscious mind a set of instructions that leads to physical actions. This is the way that most successful people become successful. They never doubt for a second that any level of achievement is impossible. They are not concerned about where they are now, but rather who they can become. And what you also have to understand is you need to really expect challenges. This isn't going to be easy, but as I said, I've struggled with self-belief, and actually this has not only impacted me with my dance career, it's had an impact on other aspects of my life too. You see, it's common for individuals who lack self-belief and self-confidence to find certain areas of their life affected too. Relationships can break down, careers can stale, and your lifestyle can become unbalanced. For me, I struggled in many aspects of my life. I didn't think I was, a good enough role model for my children. I didn't think I made a contribution to my marriage. I didn't think I was worthy of being in a relationship. And I constantly wondered why anyone would really want to be with me. And what happened was that this made it really difficult for me to be with. And in fact, my marriage, it broke down. And I felt at that time I had completely lost my identity and who I was. I didn't respect myself. I wasn't taking care of myself. You see, having a low self-esteem is really damaging. It's damaging to your mood. And when my marriage broke down, it got me thinking about my past. And I really decided I wasn't going to be controlled by other people's expectations, and that actually freedom was mine. You see, I'd let other people's opinions affect me. I'd let it stop me from doing my passion, something I loved, and I most certainly wasn't going to let that be the example I was going to set to my children. So what I did was I actually returned to the dance world, and I built a lucrative business which has helped thousands of women have their own fitness business using my ballet-inspired fitness method. I now mentor and coach people to be successful in business using my mindset and business strategies. Through this, my children have seen me build something from nothing, and They follow and they believe in my dreams. I believe everyone has the right to follow their dreams. Those dreams are important. They have a value. They have a contribution. And it's now my absolute passion to help people to be the success they deserve and want to be. Look, I wasted years letting other people tell me who I was, what I should do, and not being the real me. You can only go on to achieve something you already believe you can achieve. This requires a balanced mind and a positive mindset. And as Robert Sternberg, the guru of intelligence, said, remember, nothing can truly limit you other than your belief in your own ability. Developing a growth mindset, it isn't easy. Life will throw obstacles in your path and give you every reason to retreat to a space that feels safe, that feels comfortable. You have to be willing to step out into the unfamiliar and the uncomfortable with the faith that your dream will open up a world of possibility. Regarding success, your mindset is extremely important. People that experience failure again and again often accept their lives just as they are. I can tell you, it really wasn't easy bringing 2 children up as a single mum, building a business and wearing all the hats. Thinking about how I was going to do it all, listening to what other people thought, it almost stopped me from even starting. I nearly listened. And look, there is enough guilt to go around for any parent. So what I did is I made a conscious effort to let it go and focus on the positives. You really can't control what other people do or what the world decides to hand to you. You can decide how you are going to act in any given situation. You really can decide how you're going to act. So again, great, always want to know what's going on. Tell me, what are your dreams? How successful do you want to be? How are you going to act in certain situations? How are you going to respond? Let me know in the chat box. It'd be great to hear. Okay, that'd be fantastic. So what I'm going to do now is we're going to look at the following example of 2 different kinds of mindsets. And can you tell the difference between the 2? Do you recognize your tendencies in one more than another? It's also completely possible to see yourself in both examples. Your mindset says you can't create a new reality for yourself. Sometimes you believe you don't deserve a better reality than the one you are experiencing. You may have tried to reach some level of success in business and failed. You've tried a few more times and met with failure again. Finally, you've accepted that you were born with a limited amount of skills. You think your knowledge is capped. Other people achieve great things because they're lucky, because they're gifted. This type of attitude ultimately makes you give up. You figure you were just unlucky to be born the person you are. So you might as well accept your fate and move on. Now, the opposite mindset believes that anything is possible. In this scenario, you are the person who understands that you may be limited in many ways, but that change is possible. That mindset leads a person to seek out new things and to learn new skills. You are always looking to grow in some way. You have a clear vision of the goals you would like to achieve, and you go about growing your mind, your skills, and abilities in ways that will direct you towards a successful goal and achievement. These two mindsets, most people have, the last one has really with success. And you really need to have a successful mindset for your relationships, in business and financially, or whatever it is that you want to achieve. You see, if you believe in change, growth is possible and change is possible. But if you have a fixed mindset, you believe that you are where you are and you're going to stay there forever. The two situations I've just covered really illustrate, as I've said, the fixed mindset and the growth mindset. You see, the first person believed that his or her skill sets and ability to achieve success in life is limited. It is fixed. He or she really doesn't feel that they're capable of moving forward, and there's no need in trying to absorb or gain knowledge or growth. This skill set really is fixed. Whereas the second individual possesses what's called a growth mindset. He or she openly embraces their imperfections. They seek out knowledge from people who have achieved something so that they can achieve. They work to improve in all areas so that they can move towards success. And they never believe for a second that what limits them today can't be changed tomorrow. For creating success in business, it is absolutely crucial that you develop a growth mindset. And actually, that's not just in business. That has, it relates to relationships. It relates to your aspects with money. You really do need to develop a growth mindset. It should be noted that you can move from one mindset to another, and things can happen in your life that make you believe that you've been thinking the wrong way, so you embrace the other way of thinking. It's our setbacks and obstacles which provides us with a foundation of resilience, and it's resilience which is going to enable you to rise above these challenges time and time again. Most people quit when it gets challenging. Instead of asking themselves, how do I get through this? They wonder if they are capable. They will never see the beautiful flower garden because they never truly believe in themselves. You must always approach new challenges with a mindset of how and not if. When you develop a growth mindset, you are constantly looking for ways to improve yourself. You don't care if someone else has achieved more or less than you. You don't compare yourself to others. Instead, you know that you are a unique person that can always learn new things. You understand that it's important to constantly challenge yourself. Growth means new things. It also means looking at what you're doing and seeing if it is pushing you in the right direction. A person with a growth mindset has a game plan and a very detailed destination. They then go out and acquire whatever skills, abilities, and knowledge that's needed to achieve the success that they want. Let me just share some examples of growth mindset and a way of thinking in certain situations. For example, you could be saying, he's got the job instead of me. And you know what? That's okay, because Now I know what I've got to do to get a promotion in the future. Or you could be saying, some people were born with skills that I don't have. Even so, I can still succeed. Skill does not benefit without practice. I will persistently practice until I develop the skill I need. Or you could be saying, I don't have the best financial skills. That doesn't mean I can't acquire them. I'm going to talk to a financial planner today and do whatever it takes to become financially healthy. Or I've learned so much from my failures. A failure is just an event. It's not a statement of who I am or what I can achieve. And this is a really good one, and I think this is probably about my favourite here. The world doesn't owe me anything. The successes I create in life are all up to me. So can you see how that really is thinking about things and developing that growth mindset, having that self-belief? Look, if you continue to do the same things you have in your life, you're going to get the same results. You're tuned in right now because you want different results in your life. And the only way to make that happen is by changing and growing. One of the simplest ways to grow is to embrace new experiences and learning opportunities. You can train yourself to adopt a growth mindset. You can do this by trying new things. Think about your goals and the successes you are shooting for. Is there something you have never done before that could push you in the direction to achieve your goal? If so, just try it on for size. This might involve doing things that you definitely feel like that are really out of your comfort zone. But Vincent van Gogh famously said, if you hear a voice within you say, you cannot paint, then by all means paint, and that voice will be silenced. You don't have to just focus on skill sets or activities that relate to the success that you are working for. When you experience growth in many areas of your life, you improve the odds that you will be open to trying new things in other areas. This means you may want to go to the opera, for example, instead of the movies, if you prefer the movies. Or try some sport or physical activity that may test your limits. Why not learn a new language? Try something different and you can't help but grow. Maybe it really is time to start painting. This is because growth has to do with the process and not the end result. Don't be afraid to try new things if you want to develop a growth mindset. Most people quit when it gets challenging instead of asking themselves, how do I get through this? They wonder if they are capable. And as I've said, they are never going to see that flower garden because they never truly believe in themselves. You must always approach new challenges with a mindset, and this is so important, of how. It mustn't be approached with if. What I'd like you to do is think about, as a child who so desperately longed to freedom and the exhilaration of riding your bicycle, you embraced that challenge. You worked to correct your physical actions. Then you took action and you practiced over and over. Eventually, your desire and persistence paid off. And it wasn't long before you were flying around your neighborhood on your bike with all the other kids having a great time. Now you can ride a bicycle without even thinking about it. This may seem like a very simplistic example of growth mindset, and it is. Sometimes great knowledge can come from simple things. As a child, you did not know what growth mindset was, but you didn't really care about things like that. All you knew was that one of the most important things in your life was to learn to ride that bicycle. So take ownership of how you think. Understand that the way you talk to yourself is so important. You can lead yourself to success or failure and fulfillment or misery with self-talk. The things you believe lead to the conversations you have with yourself. Your beliefs are tightly tied to your attitude. Your attitude is nothing more than your mindset. Take ownership of your mindset. Understand the things that you believe lead to your actions, and your actions will create your reality. Remind yourself of this all the time. Whatever you want in life can be achieved. This is the cornerstone of the growth mindset. However, you can't leave it up to others to give you a positive or a negative attitude. This is entirely your job. Remember earlier that we mentioned attitudes and mindsets often shift. You can fall out of a growth mindset and into a fixed mindset, which can ruin any chances you have of succeeding. Once you remind yourself that your attitude is entirely up to you, you can quickly get back on the growth mindset path to success. You can't control what the world is going to do to you, but you can control how you react. You can control your attitude. Sometimes we all let our emotions get out of hand. We may say or do something we regret. This is it's just natural. And this is going to happen from time to time. When it does, take a few moments to breathe deeply and clear your thoughts. This way, you can achieve an attitude of self-belief. This is really by developing, nurturing, and maintaining a growth mindset. Only when you truly believe in yourself can you achieve the future you want. As I've mentioned, transforming a fixed mindset to a growth mindset and learning how to believe in yourself to achieve your future and the future you desire isn't going to happen in one day. It requires dedication, practice, and the willingness to change. But the good news here is that you can do this and start right now. Every moment is an opportunity to improve, to change and grow. And that's why each month I'm going to leave you with an exercise or a practical takeaway that you can implement in your life immediately. And today's takeaway is practicing mindfulness. Mindfulness is a type of meditation that involves breathing methods, guided imagery, and other practices to relax the body and the mind and reduce stress. To practice mindfulness, you should develop a regular meditation practice to strengthen the areas of your brain that control awareness and emotions. When we begin to gain greater awareness of our thoughts and our emotions, we can better identify the thoughts that are holding us back. When you notice yourself entering a negative thought pattern, stop and ask yourself, is this thought really true? Can you think of an example in your life that demonstrates that this thought isn't true? And use this example to create a new positive thought. I am are two words that often precede a very powerful assertion. The word you choose to put after the prefix I am could literally shape your life. Use this to your advantage and make sure that your I am phrases shape your life for the better. To do this, begin each day with positive phrases such as I am good enough, I am equipped to do this, I can do this. You can also employ these phrases anytime you find yourself doubting your capabilities, ask yourself if the dream you have in mind is a dream you really want to achieve, or if you think you should achieve it because society, your friends, or your family say so. If the answer is yes, it's a dream that it needs to be a dream that you personally really want to achieve. Start working towards a dream that really is aligned with what you want, and have the self-belief that you can do it. Change your beliefs and you really can change your reality. So what I'd like to do here is just again really start to put those positive affirmations into the comments box, and just tell me what your dreams are. Just really think about what your dream is, not what somebody else wants for you, what you want for yourself. It's really important that your dream is what you want. And what I'm going to do here is I'm also going to feature in this live stream a quote of the month that relates to the topic and really resonates with me. And this quote is, "Only you can control your future." And this is by Dr. Seuss. He's the whimsical author of Oh, the Places You'll Go and the Green Eggs and Ham. And he may have written in silly prose, but within the rhymes, there is plenty of reason to be found. Even in Green Eggs and Ham, we learn that maybe when we think we don't like something, it's only because we haven't tried it. Maybe our preconceptions of a dish called green eggs and ham can't possibly be good because it looks weird, the name is weird, and society probably would say it's a weird dish. When you think about it, Sam I Am is trying to help his dour friend transition from a fixed mindset of I don't like that to a growth mindset of maybe I would like it if I tried it. And of course, the quote, "Only you can control your future," is a much more obvious example of self-belief. If you believe you can, then you can. If you believe you can control your future, then you will. Nobody else can make these positive changes for you. Dr. Seuss got one thing wrong, though. With this quote, unless there's some hidden meaning that, well, I don't understand. See, if I could, I would change this quote to "Only you can control your future unless somebody else does." And what I mean by this is that it's absolutely true that you are the only one who can control your mindset and change your life for the better. If you don't take the reins and decide to work towards a better life, then the negative thoughts, criticisms, or even desires of others will take over and they will control your future. I like this quote so much because it really resonates with me, because it reminds me not to compare myself to others. It reminds me that only I can make positive changes. And it is a reminder that if I so choose, I can control my life. And my other great takeaway from this quote is actually linked to the fable I shared with you earlier. I can listen to other people, and indeed it can often be very helpful, but I need to keep in mind that not everyone knows what's best for me. Even though I trust the opinions of loved ones who know me best above someone passing by and telling me how to ride my donkey, I must listen to myself and to what I need, even if that goes against what society or what others may think. But most of all, the word control is so important here because it reinforces this idea that you have to be proactive in making changes. Control is an offensive instead of a defensive word. It means that you are actively making the choice to lead and make changes instead of waiting, idly by until someone else comes along and decides to make changes that they see fit. You are the only person who should change the course of your life and how you live it. Remembering that only you can control your future is such an empowering idea. I find it inspires me and makes me feel like anything is possible. Just take a moment and imagine if you could make any change in your life in what you wanted. You could get that dream job. You could start that business idea. You could learn that new skill or even reinvent yourself to live life in a different way. Well, you know what? You really can do this. What you just imagined is entirely possible. You can do it. That clever Dr. Seuss sums it up beautifully again. He says, you have brains in your head. You have feet in your shoes. You can steer yourself in any direction you choose. You're on your own. And you know what you know. You are the guy who will decide where to go. So I hope this first Mindset Matters live stream has helped you start to see things differently and begin to engage with that strength you have inside. Remember, you really are capable of anything. All that's stopping you is your mindset. Again, it'd be great to hear some feedback. Let me see that you are going to decide on your own direction, on your own path. It'd be great to see that. Right, okay. I'm going to be back next month to explore another mindset topic in depth, and I would just so love for you to join me. You see, together we can train ourselves to start thinking differently. And when you start putting into practice what we're going to go through, you'll find barriers to success suddenly start to fall away as you work on that growth mindset and focus on self-improvement. It really does do wonders for your self-belief. And I'd just like to say I also host a whole range of other live events, as well as one-to-one coaching, training systems and group workshops. And you'll find out more about all of these on my website, which is rachelwithershq.co.uk. So whether you're looking for more personalised support or workshops for you and your colleagues, or an event for a group of friends or families, please do check in. I'd really love to hear from you. And well, thank you so much for joining me, and I'll see you for our next live stream next month. Remember, give meditation a go and see if you can develop the practice of mindfulness. I'm setting that for you as your homework. Thanks so much again for tuning in, and I'll see you next time.
Thanks for tuning in to Mindset Matters. Be sure to visit rachelwithershq.co.uk to join the conversation, access the show notes, and discover our fantastic bonus content. Join us next time for more tips and techniques to achieve the rewards that you deserve. Bye for now.